HBO confirms 3 of its best shows are coming to an end. Several of HBO's top shows are coming to an end, according to the network's chief. The company has become well known for its churn of premium content over the years, resulting in shows like The Penguin, The White Lotus, and The Pit. However, HBO rarely continues a show beyond its due, and a few of the streamer's heavy hitters are winding down with their next seasons. HBO CEO spoke to Deadline about the network's slate and revealed that 3 major shows are likely to end soon. When asked directly whether certain shows will end, Blois said, "It certainly seems that way," but added that we will defer to the showrunners to make those decisions. While it's not a firm confirmation that these shows will definitely be cancelled, it seems that Blois has heard behind closed doors that the following shows are reaching their natural endpoint. Game of Thrones' first major spin-off, House of the Dragon, has done wonders for reigniting interest in George R.R. Martin's fantasy world, following the disappointing ending to Game of Thrones Season 8. The prequel series following the Targaryen dynasty, set hundreds of years before the events of Game of Thrones, depicts a civil war between Westeros' ruling house, when their mastery over dragons was at its peak. House of the Dragon is based on a short stint of history in Martin's Fire and Blood, and thus, its lifetime is limited to the events in the novel. House of the Dragon will return for its 3rd season on HBO in 2026. But, beyond this, it seems that Season 4 will be the last for the fantasy epic. Blois said, "There is a natural end to the story of the Targaryens in House of the Dragon, and the network plans not to exceed it." Casey Blois. The idea has always been to follow the history of the Targaryens. If you know the books, you know how the Targaryens end up. So there is a natural end to this particular history of that House of the Targaryens. The Emmy-winning comedy series starring June Smart as the fictional legendary comedian Deborah Vance, and Hannah Einbinder as her writer, Ava, has seemed like it was coming to an end several times, but it appears Season 5 will truly be Hacks' last. Hints have been dropped for months that Hacks' 5th season will be the last, with Einbinder letting slip to Variety that, knowing it's the last season is really bittersweet. Creators Jen Statsky, Lucia Aniello, and Paul W. Downs have often deferred to a 5-season plan for Hacks, and Blois' comments that HBO will allow the showrunners to decide their own show's fate seem to suggest that this plan will be upheld. Season 4 of Hacks took a big swing as the show took Deborah Vance into the world of late-night TV, only to end the season with a false announcement about her death. This left Deborah with the desire to secure her legacy, which would make for a fitting final note for Season 5. HBO's The Last of Us is based on Naughty Dog's popular games, and the Emmy Award-nominated series has made a name for itself as one of the best video game adaptations to date. Starring Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie, The Last of Us Season 1 covered the entirety of the first game, while the lengthier The Last of Us Part 2 has been split across Season 2 and the upcoming confirmed Season 3. Craig Mazin once mentioned there could be plans for a Season 4 of The Last of Us, with the showrunner saying, "4 seems like a good number." The second game, while much larger, has already told almost half its story in Season 2, with Season 3 backtracking to tell the same period of time from Abby's, Caitlin Dever, point of view. The game does feature an epilogue, which could justify the existence of a 4th season of The Last of Us. Given Blois' comments that The Last of Us seems to be coming to an end with Season 3, it could be that the 3rd season will simply extend its episode count to cover the epilogue, rather than pushing for another whole season. HBO has not confirmed when Season 3 of The Last of Us will debut, but filming is set to take place in 2026.